Santa, what do you think of the Supreme Court's decision that the Affordable Care Act is constitutional? Is there anything about the health care bill that you disagree with?
Well, I'm happy to see that Justice Roberts managed to figure out a way to let the bill stand, but sort of take it to task for it being a tax. I think they did the right thing with respect to the decision for a variety of reasons, but mostly because it definitely limits the Congress with respect to the Commerce Clause. Congress has been in a real power grab mode for quite some time now, and I think this sort of gives it a swift kick, saying, no, you cannot impose certain things on the general public because it's not in their purview to do it, and they don't have the right to do it. At the same time, Roberts found an interesting way to let that stand by calling it a tax, whether it's a penalty or a tax or what have you. I think the current administration I think the current administration is just going to have to deal with the congressional part of it, but I think it has a lot of great things to offer. I think most Americans can find at least half a dozen aspects in the act that are well worth supporting. I talked to a couple of nurses day before yesterday, and they were a little bit upset because I think it's going to control how Medicare is spent and has certain ramifications and impacts on the medical community with respect to payouts for patients, et cetera, and also for doctors in training.
Well, I don't like the whole aspect of it, of giving everybody, forcing you to pay the IRS for medical care. There, a lot of people, have their own insurance right now. The government plan is going to make it cheaper for the company to drop you from their medical plan and then force you to go to the government plan. And government medical care is not necessarily concerned about the elderly. Why should we waste money on the elderly? They've lived long enough. We have enough other younger people that need medical care.
Well, Don, I think you need to read the Affordable Care Act, because it's not getting rid of insurance companies. It's giving you a choice, but the fact is that now everyone needs to be covered. And they're also making it, 20% is the maximum that a insurance company can spend on management. So a lot of insurance companies will have to give money back to people. And also, you said something about older people having they don't care about older people. They already have Medicare, so I don't understand some of your points. But go ahead and say, what was it about the Justice Roberts decision? What were you going to say about that?
They're taking $500 billion from Medicare to sponsor part of this. I don't think the government should force you to buy anything.
Okay.
And the insurance company works on the amount of people paying in. The insurance company takes a risk for the amount of money they collect that they're going to cover the people's care. What happens when the insurance company goes bankrupt?
Well,
what happened?
Hasn't been.
We have auto insurance companies that have gone bankrupt. People have made an auto claim and the insurance company is bankrupt and can't pay off. The 21st century dropped the insurance on homeowners after our 1994 earthquake because they lost so much money they almost went out of business. The insurance is a business. The government's going to tell that business how they're going to run their business, who they have to accept, and then tell them they can't raise their rates above a certain amount. It's a financial disaster coming. Now, I believe in helping people that have massive medical problems, but not on their everyday medical care. I think we're responsible for a certain degree of our own basic health and to maintain our health and how we live, how we eat, and so that we don't have some of the health problems.
Okay.
The government will tell you, okay, you have to stop smoking, you have to stop drinking, or no insurance. You go to buy some fruit at the store, it's all barcoded. You get registered, they say, I'm sorry, but your cholesterol's too high, you're not allowed to buy this product.
Yeah, that would be Big Brother. Okay, so JL, you have 1 minute and 40 seconds. Also.
Now, Justice Roberts, did find a way around saying no by calling it a tax. That was his prerogative. You can't disagree with calling it a tax if it's a tax. I don't agree with the mandatory insurance, more so because of all of the secret little things we don't know about. For instance, these are guesses here. You've been diagnosed with, a little bit of schizophrenia, or because you were upset at your, your child, and your neighbor called the police because you yelled at him or her. You can no longer own a gun. You took the flu shot. There we go. The flu vaccine. You can now no longer go out and buy a gun. There goes the Second, Fourth, Fifth, Seventh, and Ninth Amendment. Which in turn kills the rest of the Bill of Rights.
Well, I think you're taking liberties with the ACA. Actually, we are going to do a whole debate on healthcare. So it behooves us to all read the ACA. But I thought if you would just address things in the bill that are in the bill that you don't like.
I am taking a lot of liberties on what may exist. I don't like the mandatory anything. Okay. I don't like mandatory driver's license.
And
I don't like full insurance because I did not sign up for a contract knowingly, willingly, and with full consent. So because of that, the Uniform Commercial Code protects me. We'll see if that holds true with the healthcare tobacco. Because I've been fighting the right to travel versus the privilege to drive for decades, and I always win. Just because I did not give up my rights. So there's a chip on my shoulder. I'll end it right here.